And the very latest breaking news on this developing story on a historic day. India today has now accessed a copy of the dossier of the Modi government on Article 370. The dossier based on which today's monumental decision has been made. The topmost priority, ladies and gentlemen, of the Modi government is that the local population should not face any issues due to the implementation of this particular decision. The government has already identified several areas of concern for it in handling the situation. I want to go across to India Today's internal security head, Kamaljeet Sandhu, who is tracking the story very, very closely and also reports on the Home Ministry for us. Kamal, much of the opposition right now, many of the voices coming in from Jammu and Kashmir express concern about implementation. Now, this particular dossier that you have accessed pretty much lists out two important facts, Kamal. One, that the government is totally cognizant that there will be issues that need attention, and B, it prioritizes that the local population should face the least burden of this decision.
Absolutely, Shiv. The preparations began not just right now, but it started way before the Lok Sabha polls. This is what our sources have been telling us. That means the planning was already there, but only after they got a thumping majority in Lok Sabha polls, that is when the implementation started really happening. And we know that a blueprint was made by none other than Amit Shah himself. This was obviously architected by Ajit Doval, the NSA. So clearly they pinpointed and found out details as to what are the zones they're looking into, the sort of security scenario, the communally sensitive zones, who is to be put under house arrest, what could be the ramification. And the planning is not just for a couple of days, it pans out over the next 6 months. This is keeping in consideration that they have seen in 2008, 2010 and the last in 2016 long spells of violence, and perhaps that is why the number of security forces pumped into Jammu and Kashmir is unprecedented. Obviously curfew has been put place in Jammu and in Kashmir, and again this is going to be historic significance. Whether this is a debacle of sorts and catastrophic as P. Chidambaram, the former Home Minister, was pointing out, or will this really pay dividends? And we've seen cutting across party lines, even in the opposition ranks, many of the opposition leaders supporting this particular bill. That goes to show itself that BJP seems to be on the safe wicket, but it's not just a symbolic win, Shiv. It has to be something to do with the law and order and how things pan out locally on the ground.
Absolutely. So this is, this is heartening in many ways, Kamal. This is heartening, and I want to introduce our full team of guests and experts. Govt Sawant, our executive editor, is with us. On the ground from Srinagar is our bureau chief Ashraf Wani, and in Jammu is India Today's Pooja Shali. Welcome to all of you. A historic day for us to be bringing our viewers this amazing story. This is a story that involves us all, no matter where in the country we are. Gaurav, many of the naysayers who said that this is something that had not been thought through will get an answer from this dossier, Gaurav. Like Kamal just pointed out, it has been thought through. All, possible situations have apparently been war-gamed here. And the priority is for the Kashmiri people. That is something that provides a certain amount of relief and assurance.
Shiv, you're spot on. In February, when the Pulwama terror attack had taken place, soon after that, the government was of the opinion that 35A and 370 need to go.
Yeah.
The entire machinery was in place. Remember, even that time, additional security forces had been rushed in. But at that point of time, government wanted some more preparations in place to do so. Also, that time, there was elections in some months. This time, the government is very clear. And Shiv, if I may,
yes,
we've covered Jammu and Kashmir when Burhan Wani was killed, and we've covered Jammu and Kashmir when Afzal Guru was hanged. When Afzal Guru was hanged in 2013, everyone said, you remember everyone, the naysayers would say, "Arey zalzala aa jayega, Kashmir jal jayega, ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega." Nothing happened.
Yes.
When Burhan Wani was killed, there was chaos. So when there is a strong administration, as Kamal very rightly pointed out, the moment you have your systems in place,
yes,
the moment you take the troublemakers out of the equation for a sustained period of time, and today Pakistan is not in a position, it's financially in a very precarious situation, it cannot interfere.
Yes,
there are naysayers within, but if the administration is strong, they will tide over this.
It's about decisive action. It's about taking the troublemakers out of the equation, out of the bloodstream of Kashmir, which has already been contaminated by people who don't want anything to change in that state, and then proving that you can stand behind the big decisions that you make. Both Pooja and Ashraf are who I'm going to go to next. But before that, before I go to Pooja and Ashraf, who are in Jammu and Srinagar respectively, let me take you through what has happened today, because it bears telling in detail. History has been created. Let nobody tell you that anything less than that has happened today. And this was in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which is no longer now a state. The Modi government has implemented its biggest One India move, Bharat Ek Hai. After days of furious speculation, suspense build-up, Home Minister Amit Shah today ended all that suspense in one fell swoop. I'll let him take it over from there.
मैं दृढ़ मान्यता के साथ आया हूं कि भारत 370 हटाने में 1 सेकंड भी देरी नहीं करनी चाहिए।
History scripted in a matter of seconds. Preparations for which began weeks ago. Monday began with an anticipation of something tumultuous happening in Jammu and Kashmir. From morning, 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, the official residence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, was the centre of all action. First, the Prime Minister chaired a closed-door meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. That lasted 50 minutes. This was followed by another one with Ravi Shankar Prasad, the Law Minister. Those were the first hints. It had something to do with Article 370 and Article 35A. At 9:26 a.m., the Cabinet Committee on Security met, again at the Prime Minister's residence, ostensibly to take stock of the situation in Kashmir, where prohibitory orders and a total clampdown on communication are in force. The CCS meet over, Amit Shah drove down to Parliament. The usually reticent leader smiled and posed for cameras. The drama had only begun.
I call upon Sri Amit Shah to move for review to introduce Jammu Kashmir Reservation Second Amendment Bill.
Amid opposition protest, Amit Shah rose to speak.
राष्ट्रपति संसद की सिफारिश पर यह घोषणा करते हैं कि यह दिनांक जिस दिन भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा इस घोषणा पर हस्ताक्षर किए जाएंगे और इसे सरकारी गैजेट में प्रकाशित किया जाएगा, उस दिन से अनुच्छेद 370 के सभी खंड लागू नहीं होंगे, सिवाय खंड 1 के नामक तदनुसार पढ़ा जाएगा।
At 11:14 a.m., the 70-year-old historic provision in Constitution, which was added after Maharaja Hari Singh signed the Instrument of Accession in October 1947, was scrapped in just 50 seconds.
जम्मू और कश्मीर राज्य की विधायी शक्तियां इस सदन में निहित होने एवं राष्ट्रपति द्वारा भारत के संविधान अनुच्छेद 3 के प्रावधान के अंतर्गत जम्मू और कश्मीर पुनर्गठन विधेयक 2019 को सदन के सम्मुख विचार के लिए संदर्भित करने पर जम्मू कश्मीर पुनर्गठन विधेयक 19 को स्वीकार करने का विचार व्यक्त किया है।
Jammu and Kashmir has now been completely integrated with India by bifurcating the state. Jammu and Kashmir becomes one union territory with legislature. Ladakh becomes a union territory without legislature. All Indian laws will now be applicable in the newly carved union territories. The move put the opposition on a sticky wicket. One by one, regional parties announced their support to the Modi government, and the Congress was left fighting a lonely battle.
यहाँ एक स्टेट को खत्म किया जा रहा है, हिंदुस्तान के नक्शे से एक स्टेट को खत्म किया जा रहा है। शर्म की बात है कि जम्मू कश्मीर को आपने नॉन एंटिटी बना दिया, एक लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर बना के।
The bigger challenge for the government is in the valley, where there is a security clampdown. Winning the confidence of people there is key to the success of Prime Minister Modi's Mission Kashmir. Bureau Report, India Today.
Implications, implications, implications. What does it mean for you and me? What does it mean for the people of Kashmir? What does it mean for democracy? The integration of Jammu and Kashmir to India is now complete. The Indian constitution and law come into force as soon as this is cleared. Jammu and Kashmir loses its special state flag. There are many implications, and we're going to run those one by one on our screen for you. And I want to take you across now to Jammu and Srinagar, where Pooja Shali and Ashraf Wani have been reporting through the day to bring you in real time what the implications are. Ashraf, to you first. You know, there had been house arrests of leaders, more security added to the Kashmir Valley, internet was snapped. What has the security situation been like since the decision was made today? Is everything calm or is there trouble?
Shiv, so far everything is calm because there are complete restrictions on the movement in the Kashmir Valley. There is no any communication tool. I did not know. I was just getting it how Mehbooba Mufti managed to send her voice message to the other leaders, their statements. But so far there is not any tool or any mean of communication for common people in the Kashmir Valley. What will be the repercussions of this development on the Kashmir in the Parliament today? That is yet to be seen. But one thing is clear, there will be implications, it is repercussions on the streets, on the Kashmir. But for that we have to wait when these restrictions will be imposed and what will be its impact on the ground. But as far as the people of Kashmir are concerned, they are so far just, they are used to these kinds of restrictions earlier too. But this one is the development which no one was expecting, particularly the common people as well as the mainstream political parties of the Kashmir Valley. And one thing is sure, that the separatist voice what was in the Kashmir Valley, that and the mainstream political parties' voice are now getting to club or say on the same page after this fresh development in the country.
It's going to be very interesting, Ashraf, especially with the government's dossier, specifically listing that the people of Kashmir, the locals, will be a priority in the implementation here, and all steps will be taken to make sure that there are no untoward burdens on them. Pooja, for Jammu and the people of Jammu, this is a historic day. A long-standing demand in many ways has been met today. Kashmiri Pandits are seeing this as freedom in the real sense. Many believe that the imminent delimitation exercise will correct many historical wrongs. So, no exaggeration to say that it is a day of history for Jammu, Pooja.
Shiv, in February 2019, to cover border tensions and the Balakot airstrike, when I was here, I was in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Can I say today that I'm now in soon to be the union territory of Jammu and Kashmir in August. In 6 months, almost everything has changed here. But it was the people of Jammu out of the state who had completely unanimously backed the Modi government. They were the people who had said that they are willing to even sacrifice the special status if it means more investments, opportunities for the state. However, there is also a concern here because now that it's been scrapped, will there be any sort of challenges? There will be issues of real estate as well. So the development plan that the government has in mind, will it really benefit the people of Jammu who supported and backed Modi government? These are some of the concerns and the clarity that they have been speaking about. Nevertheless, when I landed here, there are restrictions on the streets. Mobile net is not working, but the mood is not somber. The mood is very normal. There were also celebrations in Jammu, also in Ladakh, which is again another union territory now. So yes, the mood is very different from the Kashmir Valley, but nevertheless, perhaps a more confidence-building measure by the government for people of Jammu will also matter.
I'm not going to be very surprised if many sections are still formulating how to react. Many people will be wondering how to react. So monumental is today's decision, even though there had been a sense that something like this was afoot and possible, that many sections will be wondering, how has this actually come about? The important thing right now for us on India Today is to bring you as many voices as possible of the people who actually stand impacted by these decisions. India Today's Shweta Singh sent us this ground report from Srinagar with voices in the state.
श्रीनगर की सड़कों में इस समय हम मौजूद हैं। यहाँ पर जैसे ही जम्मू कश्मीर को लेकर जो घोषणा की गई उसके बाद परिस्थितियां कैसी हैं सड़क पर वो हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। सुरक्षा बलों की मौजूदगी बड़ी तादाद में आपको यहाँ पर नजर आ जाएगी, लेकिन जो सामान्य लोग हैं, खैर एक कॉन्वॉय है जो यहाँ से निकल रहा है इस समय, क्योंकि जितनी भी एजेंसीज हैं वो सब सतर्क हैं, उन सबको अपनी अपनी ड्यूटीज दी जा चुकी है, चाहे सीआरपीएफ के जवान हो, चाहे सेना के जवान हो या फिर जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के जवान हो। लेकिन इसके अलावा जो सिविलियन मूवमेंट है वो आपको बहुत कम नजर आ रहा है, न के बराबर नजर आ रहा है। सड़कें इस समय सूनी है, लेकिन जो लगातार धमकियां जो जम्मू कश्मीर के जो नेता दे रहे थे लगातार कि जल उठेगा कश्मीर और बहुत ज्यादा हिंसा होगी, चूंकि उस तरह की तैयारियां की गई और उस तरह की तैयारियां, और ये देखिए यूनिवर्सिटी की बस भी आपको जाती हुई नजर आएगी, इसमें सारे स्टूडेंट्स मौजूद थे, यानी कि जो इसेंशियल जो जरूरी चीजें हैं उनको लेकर बहुत ज्यादा संवेदनशीलता बरती जा रही है।
This seems like this is just unique. This is the first time I have seen something like this. People were, panicking and stuff like that, So it's just been something unique experience here.
I don't think I've ever seen something like this. We were here in 2016 when Burhan Wani was killed. At that time we saw the same situation, but this is much more than that. It's much more terrible and chaotic this time.
And I want to welcome our guests in on the show today. We have all of our reporters on the ground who are bringing us in real-time reactions, the experiences of people from Jammu to Srinagar to Delhi to Ladakh. But also I want to bring in the experts. We have RP Singh, spokesperson of the BJP. Chetan Singh is a well-known political analyst. And Major General S.K. Murthy, who is also a well-known defense expert. RP Singh, all eyes on the government. Huge kudos for decisive action. Unprecedented action. We're calling it a surgical strike on the status quo. Many of the naysayers who had an incentive in nothing ever changing in Jammu and Kashmir have been silenced today. But there are going to be many, many challenges before the government. There are voices saying that this was done in a draconian manner. But how are you going to handle the implementation of this? It's going to be a very complicated exercise, RP Singh.
Well, we all know Prime Minister Modi is known for taking tough decisions against all odds. And even when it was GST or demonetization or surgical strike, he takes chances, he takes risks, and for the betterment of the country. Not keeping in mind the political interest, keeping aside the political interest, he takes call and then takes tough decision, which is good for the country. And this is one of those where he has taken decision which is good for the country, and then it will lead to complete integration of the Kashmir with India now. And I'm very hopeful people on the ground will also follow the suit, and they also understand. Largely people in Kashmir also understand. Valley, when I say Kashmir, Valley specifically understand that it is for their betterment this is happening. Otherwise, all these leaders who used to make noises, Muftis and Abdullahs, and including the Congress leaders, I'll give you three instances, and that will clarify the thing. Muftis, there's a case which is on her. It's an inquiry which is happening for appointing 1,200 people in J&K Bank through her references. So there is already a scam which has happened there. There's another scam which is of 113 crore rupees of the Mr. Abdullah with the Cricket Board Association. The third person name whom we are missing on is Engineer Rashid.
Okay. No, I get your point. RP Singh, you're basically saying that these people have become irrelevant and they're going to be in trouble. I'll deal with that aspect later. Chetan, I want to bring you in on this. Can there be any argument, Chetan, today that the action taken, and remember this is a government like many previous governments, and Gaurav and I have covered that have been accused of having an ad hoc policy as far as J&K is concerned. Blow hot, blow cold, indecisive, inconsistent, not really committed sometimes. Today's action really settles all of those arguments.
See, Shiv, we need to understand first in democracy who is the person sitting at the helm of the other people. But however, if you're going to come up with these kind of decision and you're going to take the decision in the laboratory of Delhi, I don't think so on ground. You're just doing the experiment of the test tubes. in the laboratory of Delhi is not going to work something on ground. So you see, like, integration is what? We talk about collaboration with the people. See, I mean, there may be some selfish interest. We have seen when there was alliance of PDP and BJP. The moment they have, cut that alliance, what our Home Minister at that time has done it. At the time, this Rajnath Singh Saab, he went down to J&K and he released 9,980 stone pelters. So having said this, there was interest. So likewise here too, it seems to be some interest. Why I'm trying to say there are many political parties. They are coming down and supporting that.
I understand what you're saying, but
here the 370 and 35A, you see, what power 370 and 35A was
Chetan,
the powers were very limited. Powers were extremely limited.
You're saying the laboratory of Delhi. My question, I want to turn this around. And Gaurav, feel free to jump in on this, which is that, how else could this have been done? The conversation on Jammu and Kashmir, breaking the vicious cycle, obviously required some kind of decisive action, which would need to cut through, what history has made possible there, Gaurav. Do you agree with that? It needed some kind of decisive action. It couldn't go through the set path that has been a template for so long.
70 years, it's a wound that was festering in more ways than one. 70 years, initially our founding fathers said that
Gaurav, I apologize for interrupting. Amit Shah speaking in the Lok Sabha. Let's cut across.
मौका देंगे माननीय सदस्य, प्लीज एक सेकंड। अध्यक्ष जी, मैं इनको बालू साहब मुझे बोलने तो दीजिए। एक मिनट मिस्टर राजा, एक मिनट प्लीज सिट डाउन। सभापति महोदय, मैं आपके माध्यम से सारे विपक्ष के सदस्यों को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि अभी कोई बिल पर चर्चा नहीं हो रही है, ना धारा 370 का संकल्प मैं लेकर आया हूं। अभी सिर्फ बिल कल लाने के लिए इस संकल्प को सदन का अनुमोदन लेने के लिए, तो कल आराम से चर्चा होगी। जितना बैटिंग करना है इतना करिए, जवाब मुझे देना है और मैं तैयार हूं। सभापति महोदय, मैं संकल्प लेकर आया हूं। माननीय सदस्य, सभापति महोदय, कल मैं जवाब दूंगा सारा, अभी डिस्कशन नहीं है। माननीय सदस्य कल भी कर सकता हूं मैं, बाद में आप टाइमलाइन लोगे। नहीं, माननीय सदस्यगण प्लीज। सभापति महोदय, दीदी माननीय मंत्री जी को सदन के सामने रखता हूं कि यह सभा भारत के राष्ट्रपति की दिनांक 19 दिसंबर 2018 की उद्घोषणा के अनुरूप जम्मू और कश्मीर राज्य की विधायी शक्तियां इस सदन में निहित होने एवं राष्ट्रपति द्वारा भारत के संविधान के अनुच्छेद 3 के प्रावधान के अंतर्गत जम्मू और कश्मीर पुनर्गठन विधेयक 2019 को सदन के सम्मुख विचार करने के लिए संदर्भित करने पर यह सदन जम्मू और कश्मीर पुनर्गठन विधेयक 2019 को स्वीकार करने का विचार करती है। प्रश्न है कि माननीय गृह मंत्री द्वारा प्रस्तुत संकल्प को स्वीकृत किया जाए। जो सदस्य में हाँ गए, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना गए, मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, संकल्प स्वीकृत हुआ। शून्यकाल। प्रतापन कल माननीय सदस्य आपको फुल चर्चा का मौका दिया जाएगा। यहाँ से बोलिए। राजेंद्र अग्रवाल जी, शून्यकाल में राजेंद्र अग्रवाल जी। धन्यवाद आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी। मैं एक बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण विषय आपकी अनुमति से उठाना चाहता हूं। जब कहीं पर कोई दुर्घटना हो जाती है तो दुर्घटना के पश्चात सामान्यतः पोस्टमार्टम होता है। दुर्घटना के दुख में व्यक्ति होता है, परंतु पोस्टमार्टम की जो प्रक्रिया है वो पुनः उसकी तकलीफ को बढ़ाती है। सबसे पहले पंचनामा उसके लिए कराना होता है, घटनास्थल पर हो या संबंधित थाने के अंदर हो। उसके बाद वो मॉर्चरी जहां पर होती है उसके थाने में उसकी रिपोर्ट की जाती है, वो पोस्टमार्टम की इजाजत देता है। बाद में वो पुलिस लाइन के अंदर सारा विषय जाता है और पुलिस लाइन के बाद संबंधित जो एसपी होते हैं वो पोस्टमार्टम की इजाजत देते हैं। उसके बाद फिर सीएमओ जो चीफ मेडिकल ऑफिसर है जिले के, उनके तो डॉक्टर की नियुक्ति की जाती है।
इसके बाद वास्तव में पोस्टमार्टम की प्रक्रिया प्रारंभ होती है, डॉक्टर नियुक्त करते हैं। इसके अंदर यदि मान लीजिए रात्रि में पोस्टमार्टम की जरूरत पड़े तो जिलाधिकारी के द्वारा उसकी अनुमति दी जाती है। महोदय, माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, इस सारी जो पीड़ित परिवार है, जो पहले से ही बहुत दुखी होता है, चक्कर लगाता रहता है, उनको कोई अनुभव होता नहीं है। भगवान
So that debate's going to continue in Parliament. We'll keep back as when Home Minister Amit Shah answers some of the questions raised in the Lok Sabha. But I want to get a view in now from one of the biggest stakeholders as far as security in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, and that is the Indian Army. Major General S.K. Murthy is a well-known defense expert and Indian Army veteran. General Murthy, what is the veterans' view on the decisions that have been taken today by the Modi government? The people of India will be very, very interested to know what the army feels about today's decision.
I think the veterans are elated across the board, across arms, across services. The veterans not only of the Indian Army but also veterans of the BSF and the CRP.
Yes.
They are elated. This is a tumultuous day, and this is something which we have been seeking for ages, since 1990, when this thing went out of control. Actually, the manifestation had started something like 1983, 1982, around then.
Yes.
And we have been putting up with this, and our whole lifetime has gone in resolving this thing which we could not achieve. But with one stroke, I'm so proud of the fact that the Prime Minister, with one stroke, has cleared the whole mess. And this, the objections to this, there are a lot of objections from here, there and the other, mainly from Pakistan. Now, Pakistan has no business to object to this, for the simple reason that Gilgit-Baltistan,
yes,
which was a part of POK, was hived off by Pakistan and amalgamated as a fifth province of Pakistan. If they can do that, why cannot we do a small thing like this? Not only that, they hived off a huge portion of the Indus Valley and gave it to China,
yes,
for them to build the China-Pakistan corridor. I mean, this is outrageous stuff that's going on there, and we are just putting up with it and deferring it. Sometime somebody had to take the decision.
Chetan, I want to bring you in on this, because it brings us back to the question over, if not decisive action of this kind, then would we have simply been consigned to either an ad hoc policy or a deferred decision or a piecemeal decision? Do something small now and do something later. What the government has basically done is ignore the other voices, and there may be criticism about that, and say that if we don't do it now, it will never happen.
See, Shiv, what is important is to partner with people. We have to collaborate, work along with them. We have to shake hands with them. Until unless we're not going to do that, any law is not going to.
But are you talking about the local leaders of Jammu and Kashmir?
Everybody. You have to see, like in democracy, the beauty of the democracy is that you have to take everybody along. So even if you would not wanted to take the local leaders, but at least you would have taken the opposition leaders along with you. First. Second most important point is that Article 370. You see, like there are Article 371 also in many states in Northeast and so many other places. What are we going to do that? Third most important point is POK. Now, what next for POK is what we would like to know. If since you have got it like 35A and 370 got in place, you have already adjourned that. So what best you want to do it there in POK to ensure that in 2014 also, in 2014 also they have put it across the manifesto.
Yeah, RP Singh, answer that.
No, I'm shocked at the narrative of Chetan saying, when bill is being presented in the parliament,
it's democratic.
It can be discussed in the parliament. How do you take people on board? I mean, you bring it to the parliament and discuss in the parliament. Now it's up to the Congress party whom Chetan supports to decide whether they want to go for it or they want to oppose it. And let people of the country decide thereafter whether they would like to support Congress or oppose Congress in the elections. But it's the call of the Congress. 70 years you couldn't do it, we did it, we have brought it to the parliament, please discuss in the parliament, you are opposing in the parliament.
It's important to stop fooling people, sir. For 70 years, do not talk about 70 years or so.
Sir,
we know what power 370 and 35A were holding. There were absolutely no power. These two articles were powerless. Having said this, understood that you guys have done it today because you have all the numbers. So therefore, what is important is that what next you guys are going to do, how you guys should develop in the state.
I think
is going to happen. It is not only getting the scores, ensuring that the vote bank is going to get a lot of, support to you, and they are going to get inclined towards you. This kind of strategy may not going to work for a longer run.
No, but I think the question being asked today,
politics of excitement, rather, sir.
Any individual or any particular community.
Chetan, the question being asked today is what is specifically undemocratic about what's happening? This has been proposed in Parliament. What is undemocratic about it?
And Congress couldn't take this call for 70 years. We have taken this call.
All right, sir, leave it now.
Okay.
Now listen, what is undemocratic? This is what she was asking. So we need to understand here very clearly. Indira Gandhi ji took along Vajpayee ji for a foreign delegation because she has seen the potential in the opposition leader. What I am trying to say, sir, you have numbers. We got, the opposition got very few numbers. So that doesn't mean that you're going to.
When you talk about democracy, a very funny thing has happened today.
What is important to have a roundtable discussion? What is important to ensure that what we're trying to do?
But Chetan,
there will be many people who will come on board with you and they can give you a better suggestion.
I'll bring Gaurav in on this as well since we're talking about democracy. And we are, after all, a democracy. I want to say there are a lot of funny, interesting things have happened. Gaurav, yes, you had Ghulam Nabi Azad raise all those objections, but there are very many other parties who you would define as the opposition, like Arvind Kejriwal most prominently, the TDP, most vociferous critics of the Modi government, the YSR Congress, who have recently become, enemies of the Modi government. They've all said India first. They've all said politics last, India first, Chetan.
And perhaps that is what the Congress party
this is about. That is why the Congress
will have
looks
to
isolated right
seriously
now.
think this. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
the YSR Congress said India first. Aam Aadmi Party said India first, and they said while we have our differences with the BJP, this is good for the country, so we support this. That is where Ghulam Nabi Azad needs to think, and the Congress party needs to think, that are they actually thinking long-term in national interest, or were they thinking, as Mehbooba Mufti put it, इतना बड़ा भारत एक छोटे से मुसलमान majority state से क्यों घबरा रहा है? Is that the politics that is being played? Because if that is it, it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous for democracy.
Amit Shah has reached the Rajya Sabha.
You are not been able to control the boys movement. Naxalbad is still there.
I'll be
and
going
that too in the center of our country. So what kind of policies do you have in place?
Gentlemen, we've got to go. We've got to go to the Rajya Sabha now. Apologies, Chetan. I'll come right back to you.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.